Welcome in 5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10. It is fun to be sitting down here talking about today's topic. But before we do, I want to have a special shout out to my girl, Kaylee. Thank you so much for the mug. I told you I plan on making a Wisconsin mule in one of these bad boys. I do really appreciate it. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to say something, but everyone was putting out pictures and I thought, today's about customer service on the show. And this is top-notch customer service. So the go-to parts girl, no one should forget that. So we're going to go ahead and add it here up on the show train there a little bit as we get things added in. Here's the thing. When looking at customer support, this is a good thing. Right now, we got some major companies in our space that are doing some real shitty things when it comes to customer support. Now, the stories I'm about to tell you are true, but for the sake of the people involved, I have changed the names, and I'm going to give you the story as I have seen it. So first, we start with a large company, CRM company, that was unable to understand what an iframe was, which is a little bit concerning. That the lead support agent didn't understand iframes, but the bigger part is that our marketing director in question here sat through hours on hold, and then while on hold decided, you know what, let me see if I can figure this out on my own. So they go and they work through all the details, they do everything on their own, and they're basically telling support throughout the 2 hour support time that they were having how this was going to work for support. They basically fixed the issue on their own, educated the vendor on some very basic shit that was going on. And nothing happened of it, right? There was no sorry. There was no, hey, boo, should we give her a discount on her bill since she did our fucking job for us? No, nothing, right? There was nothing like that. So at the end of the day, we as dealers and dealer partners need to be able to support one another. And if it's your company and your dealer is telling you how to fix something, not only should you A, listen, but B, you should probably take a pretty hard look in the mirror and ask yourself, how did I get here? How do I have a dealer calling us for help that got so fed up with us not knowing what we were doing that they fixed it themselves, educated us how to fix it in the future for others? Now, will that education stick? That remains to be seen. But again, we're in a place where, the newest jobs report is we're adding hundreds of thousands of jobs. So I always have a joke that plenty of people are employed that maybe shouldn't be, all right? And that's good. I'm not fighting employment. All I'm saying is you need to take a big look at your people. Now, this is an already sold product support, right? There's another level of support in our industry that I would refer to as the onboarding support during a new product. Okay, a large client of ours has decided to move to the larger inventory management systems out there. Okay, they were sold a bill of goods as to how this would go, what it would look like, how things would work, etc., etc. Then they were basically put into the onboarding process where everything changed. Nothing was the same as they were told. Functionalities were there, but not nearly to the depths at which they were again, sold. They were changing people during the process, switching them out, moving them from job to... I couldn't believe that you were taking on a gigantic group, okay, and have no real rollout process. It's embarrassing. And I'll say this. We had a client in the last couple of years that sort of went against our onboard policy, and I didn't like it, team didn't like it, but I am in the business of making deals, and so I made the deal, full well knowing I probably wasn't going to love the deal, and it ends up that it was a bad deal, and it's over now, and we're all probably happier for it. Sure, the revenue side of the team isn't happy about it, but from a work and a respected work and really working with each other, that's what happens. So when this starts off this way from an onboarding process, I believe this is festering. Well, because I have intimate knowledge, I know it is festered. Now you have a detraction amongst a bunch of people who agreed to something and said, yeah, we should definitely do this as a group, to more than half of them saying, hold on, is this actually a good idea? Have we made a mistake? Well, I've seen it time and time again. Changing to change is always a good thing. If you've watched previous shows, you know I hate change. But when you change and it doesn't go right, that sour taste tends to linger. And then it runs longer into the usability side of something where people just don't get it. And no one ever tries to fix it, because then it becomes, well, that was the onboarding process. We're the ongoing support people and we don't talk to each other. It's one of my big hangups on all things corporate America. It truly, truly is. So there are more stories, but I'm gonna start developing this idea of bringing them to you guys as they sort of group together, and I have multiple ones within the same vein, because I think it's important that we really get out the voice of the dealer on this show. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you are a dealer who wants to say something about something but don't feel as if you can say it yourself, I'm your guy. Okay? CarBizDoneBetter@gmail, 262-278-0157 is the cell phone number that is currently recording this video. If you call it, I pick up. Now, it may not be me, it may be my voicemail. But my point is that you and I will speak. So if there is a beef to put out, if it's with me, let's have that discussion. Shit, when we started the show many years ago, I used to give it out all the time. I got one text many, many years ago, and it was more of a thanks for saying it. So again, good or bad, I want to hear it. But if there's something you want to say, you don't feel you can say given your position, I can say it. And as you can see, we always protect the innocent on this show. Thank you guys so much. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and we'll see you again next week.